Welcome, my name is John Carter and I will walk you through this Smart Notebook lesson for use in an 11th, 12th grade U.S. history or geography classroom. Here I'm just going to walk you through the lesson and show you some of the capabilities that Smart Notebook is able to produce for your classrooms for you to teach efficient lessons, engaging lessons, lessons that are in many people's eyes non-traditional, but are very much the norm these days, and these are technologies we need to become familiar with. So I'm just going to begin here, and the particular lesson I have chosen is titled The Cultural Development in the 13 Colonies. And here on this introduction page we have our lesson objectives, and it's a little scroll text box here that if the text goes down it'll create this nice little scroll here for you. And you can see you can just simply click on this and highlight and make changes however you want to. Very easy to use, user friendly. Same thing here. It's great. You can just click on it, change whatever you need to. This is a teacher note so that the teacher who's using this can remember exactly what this lesson is about. It's also, in case you're sharing this is a template that I pulled off the Exchange Smart Notebook website, and so this teacher wanted other teachers to be aware of the grade level, the topics, the subject, prior knowledge students should have from previous classes. Also the cross-curricular links. Like I said, this is a great lesson for U.S. history or geography. We also have lesson notes here. Why is this lesson important? Why do we need to teach this lesson? And this should be grounded in your core content areas, particularly for Kentucky. You have to talk about how geography affects culture and how geography affects economies and things such as that, and so that's what this lesson addresses. Moving on, we're going to go on to the next slide here, and this is a great beginning activity that is very easy to use, and it's great to use with individual students. If you have a small class, it's probably more advantageous to do this with small groups of pairs or threes. So if they get stuck, they can help one another out, especially if you have a few students are on the West Coast, or maybe you're in the Midwest or somewhere. I grew up in the South here, which is, I'm very familiar with this region, so it's very easy for me to just come in here and drag these, especially these major states here, into their position. And say the advantage of working in groups here, say you have students working here, maybe one student becomes stumped and can't remember exactly what is north of Virginia. They can brainstorm and say, hey, my aunt is from Maryland, and they'll remember that Maryland connects with Virginia because Washington D.C. is right there between the two. And then they'll say, oh yeah, another student will say, I remember reading about Pennsylvania, and they begin to slowly piece this together as a group. And say, for example, here's another great use, just to show you a couple of the functions up here at the top. Say, for example, a student believes that New York, for some reason, looks good down here next to Georgia. Say this is an outrageous mistake. Most likely it'll be one of the smaller states here that are misplaced. But you can come up here as a teacher, and I'm going to choose green. That's not as negative looking as red. You can maybe circle and say, let's focus on this state right here. That one's not in the correct location. And then excuse me, let the students brainstorm about how to correct this. You don't have to tell them right off you circled it. I'll get that circle out of the way. Excuse me. And then they can come in here and just simply say, oh yeah, it should go here. And then they've done it. They can always undo mistakes. Say they get in here and get the states in various places and decide that they're all mixed up and they're not sure what to do. They don't know where they are. Maybe they just can't click back on the original state that they wanted to. See here, they get all jumbled up. We can just simply undo this by hitting the undo button. And it takes them all back to the original places, just like that. Alright, and that's just a great introductory activity, good icebreaker for the lesson.